button. Yeah, can you hear me? Okay, we're switching to a different microphone. What? No, that's not it. Wait. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, it's a lapel microphone, which I've never used, rarely used, and I'm not real good at it. Y'all know I do fairly well with tech stuff, but not perfect. So anyway, okay. And yeah, if I mumble or something, just let me know about that. So I'm improvising a lot, like you see, with the different microphone and I'm sitting in a little chair in a living room, a downstairs living room, and I made some stuff. I actually bought a cricket to leave here, so my sister has one. So whenever I visit, I don't have to worry about, coming up with a cricket. I got a Cricket Joy Extra because it's little and it doesn't take a lot of space. All right. And then the other thing is I had to use watercolor paper. This is painted watercolor paper for my craft because I didn't want to, have a whole stash of paper here, and it's not my house. It's actually my sister's mother-in-law's house. So that's what we're doing. And I was going to do a gift box that we did. I did it for the what do you call it? The kickoff for my Spooktacular. I did a Halloween version, so this is a Christmas version, sort of. You'll see what I mean in a minute. And I see everybody here. I see Tanya from Kentucky, Sonia. I saw Michelle earlier, Susan, Tiffany, yeah, Irene. So I appreciate all of you here. And Sherry Webb is here, and my sister's last name is Webb. So that's kind of cool. All right. So the camera I'm using is just kind of leaning on my computer so you can see what I'm making. But this is the French Country Manor design number 183. And typically, wait, I've glued some things on already. There are little inserts that you can cut out that go behind the windows, but I don't have access to a printer here yet. So, yeah, so I don't have the window backings, and that's what makes it different from the Halloween one. There's some kind of Christmas drawings I did, but you can probably find better graphics that go behind the windows. And also, what if you did something like you shrunk down a picture of your family and you could have like one child here or a grandchild, your dog, in the windows? I just think it would be fun. And I did two different window designs. One has this divider here, and one is completely open. So if you have a really good graphic you want to go behind the window so the whole thing shows up well, then use that window. But I use the one with just a little sash in it. Okay, now, yeah, everybody, and I thought it would be nice to have a gift box, just do another gift box before Christmas. All right, next, I'm going to change cameras, assuming I can figure out how. So camera, and you'll see this may take a little finagling. This is a webcam, and it's just angled down, so it's not the greatest view. Let me move back a little bit. It's not the greatest view, but I think you can get the point. And it doesn't focus quite as well. It's really designed to be up close. So this is the main structure of the house, the front part of the house. Remember, before you do anything else, fold along all the score lines. When I painted it, I had to be sure that it was folded on all the score lines first. But it just kind of helps you center things. And the hardest ones to fold are the angled ones. So use a ruler if you need it to make these angles for the roof. And this is the back piece. This cutout, I did this so when you put, the tab is actually, this is the tab on the front. So when it slides in, it doesn't catch, let me angle it. it doesn't catch on a piece of cardstock or cardboard here. So, okay. So let me see what else. So I've been gluing some things together, and like I said, I used paints, so I didn't have to use a lot of cardboard. So this is cardstock. This is three layers for the door. 3 layers for the door. Normally I would have done probably a brown, but I also don't have a lot of paints here. These little things, these little dormers, go on the roof, the outer roof piece. This is the back roof piece. It goes here. And see how the cutout, I'm sorry, I'm trying to see how the cutout allows the tab to go in easily. Let me try to make sure I get the angles right. And let's see. And this one, this piece reinforces the bottom. Let's go ahead and put that one on before I forget. I learned that if you put heavy stuff in your box, if the bottom isn't reinforced, it will flop open. So you just kind of line up these 2 slots. I know it's kind of fuzzy. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so let's glue. And I don't even have my Barely Art glue. So I'm using a turbo tacky glue. I should have rotated my camera. I don't know. I'll just get confused if I rotate it now. Because I can't tell left from right or north, south. Directions are really hard for me. I'm extremely left-handed. And, you don't want to increase that confusion. Okay, so I'm lining it up. Mostly I'm trying to make sure these slots, let me see, these slots line up. And it doesn't interfere with the fold line. Uh-oh, my brother's saying something funny about me. He's had to deal with my directional issues for many years. Okay, I didn't want to forget that reinforced piece, but this is what makes your box better. Just having this bottom piece. Okay, now the next thing it would be to glue all the windows on, and they're pretty easy. The big windows are easy. The little ones are a little fussy. I see Vanessa here. I wonder if Ben's at my house. Yeah, my kitties. I don't know if they miss me or not. Oh, ambidextrous. I wonder how that does with directions. Yeah, no, I'm very left-handed. I had to testify in court one time, and they said, raise your right hand. And I looked at my left hand and I said to myself, left. And then I looked at my right hand and I said, right. And then I raised my hand. And then the judge started laughing. I'm like, what kind of expert witness are you when you can't even raise your right hand correctly? Yeah, I was afraid I lost credibility there. Gina Leslie must be left-handed. Okay, getting all these windows down. 4 more, 3 more. It's just so much easier to get the windows in place before you glue the structure together. And I'm going to glue these extra roof pieces on. The part that makes it, makes the top open, I'm going to glue them on last. Once the structure's all together. Yeah, I think this house is going to look okay, considering, I did have to improvise. I painted it, and I only had like 5 or 6 colors. I wanted it to be a little Christmassy, but it looked better if I had the little windows that I could cut out. and put behind them. And this is another cool thing about this house is that it lays flat. So when you're done with it, when you've given your little gift, whoever has it can just fold it up and use it again later, or put it for display. You could actually turn it into a display house by just gluing the tabs shut. But it'll stand up on its own even if you don't glue it. So this is a door. There. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, let's see. Let's go ahead and glue the decorative pieces on the one with the tab. This is the front. And so let's glue these decorative dormers. Now I really like dormers that stick out like real dormers, but it won't fold flat if you do that. So that's why these are just kind of glued on top. And I see now, oh, I should have a yellow piece behind it. Okay, so see, let me show you under the window. See, it doesn't really show up. I need a yellow piece. So I'm actually not going to glue these on now. I'm going to paint some yellow so that, because they'll show up great if I cut out a little yellow piece behind. So I'm not going to glue those on now. Instead, I'm going to glue the house together. My windows are glued down enough. Okay, so the way this house is built is what I call an inset house. This back piece goes into the front piece. So I'm going to apply glue here. And next Monday, I'm going to be traveling. That's the 23rd. But I think what I may try to do is I have a craft in mind, and I may record it and just do it as a video for next Monday. Not a live, just a regular video. It's a really fun craft. It's what I wanted to do today rather than a house, but I just didn't have it all together. Joanne, trusty assistant, can you go into my room and get Mrs. Claus? She's hanging on the wall, you know. I just thought I'd show you Mrs. Claus. Okay, folding this down. And ideally you wait until this one is really adhered before you try to get the other one. Let me get this one down. And lining up edges. I'm trying to show y'all. Yeah, y'all are talking about crafting for Christmas and everything, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do for January. My friend Jackie Smith, who from A Cottage in the Forest, she makes really beautiful houses. It's a different style from mine. A lot of hers are very realistic, much more, kind of more detailed, but she has an idea that we might do in January, or maybe February. Because both of us are kind of slow crafters. Yes, Sonia, I saw you didn't do Mrs. Claus because I know you would make her look beautiful. Okay, I'm going to let that dry for a second. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you Mrs. Claus. This is, oh, the sun's shining on her. Here, let's put Mrs. Claus in the shade a little bit. I was so happy about the glasses. They cut out in foil cardstock. They cut out and they look so good. And I think her hair needs to be gray, not white. And her legs, she needs some different color stockings. But anyway, this is Mrs. Claus. So she, can kind of go on a door and dance around if you haven't made her. And I think that's kind of a kid craft, Maybe put the face together and then let the kids do everything else. Just kind of, the face is layered, a lot of layers for the face. Just get the face, and then the kids can put the head on, and you have to match up ears to put the head on. And then do the arms, fold the arms and legs, put the apron, decorate the apron if you want. So I think that would be a fun craft. Oh, yes, we are kids at heart, aren't we? Okay, so see, now we've got the bottom half. Let me fold here. See how well it goes in. I cut like 2 little slots. I don't think they're real small, just to make it so that the tab will slide in better. Yeah, always. On camera, I'm like even more clumsy than usual. And I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. No, that's right. It's just thick paper because it's watercolor paper instead of cardstock. Cardstock would slide easier. So there we've got the bottom. And see how well it stands? And now we're going to glue this tab to the front. And again, you should already put the background pieces for the window. Like I said, I didn't have a printer. I'm going to apply glue here because this roof piece is slightly wider. So I'm going to apply it to the house structure itself. Oh, y'all think that's enough glue? Y'all know I like glue. Okay. I'm going to try to center this piece a little bit. And the paper, because I painted it, and normally I would let it dry and dry flat, but I didn't really get to do that because I'm always behind. Okay. So that's the front piece. Trying to make sure it doesn't curl. Let's glue the back tab on. And we're almost done. And I can't, wait, let me see. I'm moving my camera. There. This is the way I like it. I like a lot of glue. Glue just makes me happy. Paint makes me happy too. Paper makes me happy. It doesn't take much to make me happy. Okay, and I always smear it around. That's one reason I like a lot of glue, because it gives me room to kind of set the piece better. Trying to center it and adhere. And then I always leave these tabs because if you put something inside, it won't fall out. It helps prevent them from falling out. Okay, let's see if I can do the tab thing right. Fold this tab down, push these in, slide the tab in place. I'm sorry, I'm not in camera. Fold this tab down, slide this tab there. And then you can there, I got it in, and then just slide these in. So And that's our little house gift box. Mrs. Claus does look like Jennifer Maker. Okay, and then we can undo it somehow. I'm trying to undo it so I can show you it'll fold flat. I mean, you may need to increase these two little cut lines just to make it easier to get the tab out. But like I said, I think that's because this is watercolor paper. It's being stubborn. Okay. And now our little house folds flat. And you can save it for another year. Yeah, I think this one would work well for like socks or kind of little soft things, a scarf, socks, gloves, just kind of little trinkets. You could put other stuff in it, but I think it's a nice little gift box, and you know, it looks good for display too. Okay, now I'm going to switch back to my other camera and see if you have any questions. And it's in my free library, so if you subscribe and have the password, it's in the free library. Subscribe to my newsletter, get the password. It's design number 183. I haven't written a tutorial yet, but I will. And but it's really how I made the Halloween one. So I think that one was design number 166. And then there's a tutorial, and I'll put the link somewhere. Okay, and then I need to remind you the Christmas contest. I think we're up to 30 houses, and they are, all of them, are so much fun, and that people were willing to share and to show us what they make and stuff. So I hope that you will make something too. Okay, I'm looking for questions. Yes, we went to eat at Park City yesterday and ate too much. It was it was fun. And they had snow, and I love snow, so it was so nice. It snowed the first day I was here, so okay. And then I hope to have a video for you on a really fun craft for Monday. So, but recorded, not alive. Okay. Alrighty. And y'all have a good day, okay? Alrighty. Bye.